diaclona.
Hello. Welcome to my kitchen table. I do actually have one. It's not just my bedroom. If you were at TFCON over the weekend, you might have seen me. Hopefully not. I remained in disguise the entire time. And I went with my father. Say hello, father.
Hello, Father.
Very good. Same joke you made last time. And we thought it would be fun to show our hauls from the weekend. Not to brag, but we were premium. That's right, we are suckers. So the first night, we were able to get first dibs on all the exclusives. I, of course, treated myself to a little bit of RID roll bar. Perhaps put it in focus for a second. Ignore the hair, it's not mine. Of course, if you're getting roll bar, you have to get his boy, famed traffic coordinator Rotor. And then they had this, and well, actually, I guess I didn't get this on the first night. I pretended I wasn't gonna buy this on the first night, and then I went back for it the next day. So you might be thinking, ooh, these are two cool pieces of paper. Crazy secret for you. It's the same piece of paper. So first night was basic, just your classic Ocular Max exclusives. Didn't go for the Grand Scourge, it was a little too much of the fun. But moving on to the next day, let's see, what did my dad get? That's right, a black shirt. There we go. Innocent. And then a bunch of kanji. Who knows what it says?
I will find out through Google.
And I believe if you hold it up to the light for a second, and then we turn off the light. Well, okay, I promise it glows. Hold on. Look, it glows in the dark, I promise. It's really cool. One of my only impulse purchases was the man himself. I now have Metal Cheetor. Maybe wondering why is he lying down? I do not have an answer for you. I think the mystique of it is part of why I wanted him. He was also only $25, which I think for a hunk of metal is pretty nice.
This is something that I'd been looking for just because it's GoBots. And I personally heard about GoBots slightly before I heard about Transformers, and I have since lost all the GoBots that I knew I had, so I just had to pick it up.
A lovely surprise that I didn't think I would be finding. See here, a $20 Clawjaw, and he is in fact complete. Got his little weapon type thing. I perhaps might have second guessed it if I realized how like ugly his suckers are, but we're just gonna pretend they're not there, and I have a silly little squid man.
Not only a great find, but haggled for at a great price. Transistor, which is of course third-party version of a fan favorite.
Do you remember his name?
Boombox.
Tell me, do you know anything about this figure? Can you speak to any of its qualities? Did you look up any reviews?
No reviews, but Blaster has been one of my early iconic, but never purchased for myself in this way. So again, a fraction of its original price because the person who sold it had taken out the cassette, and that's the only thing that's missing.
So he doesn't have his little friends, but maybe he'll be fun.
What a bargain for Transistor. Even the third-party name is, in my mind, fitting.
Already accidentally spoiled this little guy, but in a similar vein, got Melody. Why did I purchase this? Oh, that's pretty. She's actually not the only Rosanna that I got, so it's very possible that this one will be going to, everybody say it with me now, my good friend Tim.
And in the bits and kibble,
How would you describe these two items?
a very delicious interpretation of one of my favorite food items.
Would you say that he is sufficiently armed for the operation?
He is sufficiently armed, and if I could remove the cleaver that's back there with these gloves, I would. This was, again, a great steal at the price. Bacon forever. And also, out of the box, we have a polyhedral contraption that becomes Behold.
Would you say that beauty is held in its eye?
I wouldn't, but I guess you just did.
It is also unpleasantly squishy. Has a weird sort of pop vinyl-esque texture to it.
And this is something that I will treasure always, especially in my D&D quests. Bacon and the Beholder, B&B. Thank you very much.
I had no idea that I would be checking so many things off my list at this convention. I've been wanting to complete the Prime Masters for a while. These were the only two I was missing. And now the only single pack Titan Masters that I'm missing are Clobber and Ape Face. So if you have a lead on one of those, send it to me. Send it to me now.
The last thing for the second day. For those of you who know the saying that goes something like, something in a china shop.
Pretty epic. And also, just one leg.
Which is a mistake I guess I will have to rectify for the next 4 TFCons or more, but I could not resist the beauty of the figure itself as it sat in the display, and the fact that it represents a very impulsive creature, much like myself in some occasions, and again, with a tendency to be so in a china shop.
If I might also confess to a sin, shout out to the Chosen Prime booth for knowing what we meant and not following what we said, because I saw this and they didn't have it on the shelf, and I said, oh yeah, Dad, go ask them for Rampage. Go ask them for Predaking Rampage. And you may be thinking, hey, that's not Rampage. And I did not know that at the time. Luckily, my dad said, can I have the bull Rampage? And so we did not make a costly mistake. We did, in fact, get Tantrum. His name is Tantrum. And I have lost all credibility in the Transformers community. I understand if you're no longer a fan.
Please subscribe. $25.
That may have been it for my dad, but I budgeted a little bit more. Our boy Wedge, one of the most, he never learns his lesson. He never ever learns his lesson. I do already have Wedge. I was missing this, but the seller gave me a great deal. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the spare Wedge. A bargain pair of unpopped bubbles. I have wanted both of these figures for a very long time, and it was a treat to see them on the pegs as if it was 2014 again. A real bargain. I did not realize that Punch and Counterpunch were that cheap now. Don't really like the Power of the Primes ones, so hopefully this one will be more my speed. He does in fact have a foam insert, which I think is a little extra. And if that wasn't enough, he has the worst vanity license plate in all of history. P Center P, I wonder what that could mean. I of course had to obtain the Disaster Gaze, and unfortunately I enjoyed the two of them so much that I had to get the repaint. Hence my second Rosanna and a Transtech Cheetor. Oh Transtech, you could have been wonderful, but alas, a third-party obscurity you remain, and a Crush box was the last one they had on the shelf. Possibly the laziest box art I've ever seen. Yes, I know he is just Optimus but black, but this is literally just grayscale Optimus. Good price though, only 50 bucks. A little bit of a cheapy weepy reflector. I think this is just straight up copyright infringement because it's like the Killing Joke thing.
Yes.
Double copyright infringement. Double jeopardy, so it's no longer a crime. Got to cancel another saucy pre-order. Even got the Japanese box. Pretty epic. Can't wait to crack this handsome lad open. The last thing I got on day 2 was the boy himself. I have wanted this thing for a very long time, and I was so happy to have actually budgeted enough for it. I know it apparently has its issues. I know they're doing a newer version at some point, but having an Autobot Megatron is something special for sure. Which brings us on to the final day, today. Small loads, but good ones. Phrasing.
And again, sentimentally, my favorite above all else Autobot character because of a particular episode of his sacrifice. I have to now, for the rest of my life, obtain this character in every scale, in every size, in every make. A smaller version of Jetfire called Meteorite. And thanks for recommending the review that says this one is much easier to transform since my old digits will have struggles with this scale.
Shout out to Kato's Collection for the helpful review, letting my dad decide between this and the New Age one.
Yes.
Saved him a couple smackaroonies.
Many smackaroonies.
A little bit of an American freedom dollar.
Many, whatever. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My favorite misspelled king, if it isn't Solar Storm Grappel. Never experienced this mold and very excited to for the first time. I have heard it's pretty enjoyable and it won't break on me the way that the Earthrise one is threatening to. Brings us to my father's final purchase.
Yes. It's a camera that will not ever take pictures. And I've wanted something that will look like this and yet transform. So this is just a what do you call it? It's not sentimental, it's just a
pretty cool thing.
Pretty cool thing. 3 becomes 1 Photron.
It's like a BOGO deal, but it's BOG 2. Buy 1, get 2. Bogta. It's a Bogt.
And again, awesomely priced for what I have wanted for a couple of years.
Which brings us to the final thing purchased at TFCON Baltimore 2024. I spent the entire show looking for it. I was looking for an RID Skybite because I just finished RID and Skybite is a treasure, one of my favorite Transformers characters ever. I could not find one, but a nice consolation prize was the Thrilling 30 Skybite. Don't look at the price tag, that's a little bit embarrassing. embarrassing. I have heard there are some fragility issues. I will handle him with kid gloves, which are different from these gloves, and I will love him with my entire heart until we have already. What are you? I will love him with my entire heart until I get an RID one, and until the Age of the Primes one comes out next year. So yeah, those are our hauls. A whole lot of shenanigans, several totes worth of fun. We are very tired and very hungry, so we are going to go now. Any parting words, Father?
Amazing. TFCon 24 40th anniversary, and I'm so glad I could share it with you, my child.
Oh, look at him being sentimental. Oh.